issue. See how easy people get played. See how easy the media narrative or template is to create and have everybody fight. All these people writing checks today do not know that he's been all over the ballpark on this. And for the most part, 2006, he said he's for it. He's nothing but a John Kerry. I was before it before I was against it. Here's the bite. It's on Good Morning America today. He wants to have it both ways. This is the question. Vice President Biden's revelation he was absolutely comfortable with same-sex marriage. Did he jump the gun a little bit there, Mr. President?
I had already made a decision that we were going to try to take this position before the election and before the convention. He probably got out a little bit over his skis, but out of generosity of spirit.
If I had been conducting the interview, and if I had my wits about me, I know people interviewing the president, sometimes they're in awe, and they get dazzled. Let's admit it. People are people, and the president's the president, and the office of the presidency is the office of the presidency. You're in there in the Oval Office. You know what's going on in there. And you're walking the grounds, and the cameras are there, and so forth. So you are there. You are there as you have been summoned as the preferred journalista. You have been summoned because you're a friend of family. You're black. You're 51. This Politico, I'm not saying that Politico is quoting an ABC producer as to why the White House wanted Robin Roberts. She's 51. She's black. Friend of the family. Would not be a challenging. So you know you're there. You're there, but history is going to be made. For the first time ever, the president of the United States is going to say he's in favor of gay marriage. But he hadn't said it. That's why you're there. The big announcement. And then the president says, yeah, I'd already made a decision about this a while ago. Don't know when. Could have been the day before, 2 weeks ago, whatever. But I've already made a decision. We're going to take this position before the election, before the convention. Now stop and think of those. We're going to take this position. So he told Robin Roberts, yeah, you're here for me to announce gay marriage, but you know what? I decided it already. I just haven't told the public yet. You're here to help me spin this. He didn't say that to her, but then, yeah, I've evolved. I've really thought about it, and it's in my heart, Robin. I think we've been discriminating against these people for way too long. It is time. I'm going to do everything I can to see to it that all these restrictions on gay marriage are lifted and gay people get married, and it's a matter of federal law. He didn't do that. He didn't do that at all. He said, yeah, we decided that we're probably going to take this position. That's a calculation. It's a pure calculation. Here's Stephanopoulos. So let's keep going to the sound bites because these are funny. This Stephanopoulos, Diane Sawyer, on World News Tonight last night. Diane Sawyer said, recycling. We heard that the president told Robin, we heard that, George. We heard history was made, George. How about it? Did the vice president really freelance in this, though? It wasn't really a plan, George. It wasn't really a plan. George, you would know. I know you work here, but you ran Democrat campaigns. You would know. Did Biden really freelance, or was it part of a plan?
Oh, this was not a plan. There's no way this was a plan. If this is a matter of core conviction, the president said today, a key issue where his thinking has evolved. You wouldn't send someone else out to make that decision. But I do think what it did is show how the president's position had been untenable, that you couldn't seem to be evolving through an election campaign where this is going to come up at the convention.
All right, I've heard enough. None of this matters. Obama just said in the interview we'd already decided to take this position before the election. Wasn't part of a plan. George, I know I'm not the only one that hears these things. No, it couldn't have been a plan. There was no way, Diane. No way this was a plan. You just heard Obama say we had already decided to take the position before the election, before the convention. George, was your birth control question to Mitt Romney back on January 7th, was that a plan? Or did that just happen? Stephanopoulos asked Romney, do you think states should ban contraception? Romney said, what? I thought you were going to ask me about my high school pranks. You're asking me about contraception? Nobody's talking about contraception. Well, I am, and I want to know, because there's a plan here to trip you people up on it. Okay, so it couldn't have been a plan, folks. It couldn't. No, Stephanopoulos, no way. Obama said on their own air they'd already decided to take the position. The next bite. Yesterday afternoon, CNN newsroom. This is a montage of the infobabe Brooke Baldwin reporting about Obama's pronouncement about gay marriage.
Breaking news here. The president is now speaking up. His evolution has finished when it comes to equal rights and marriage. Breaking news, President Obama supports full equality when it comes to marriage. Breaking historic news. Now we're hearing that the president officially finished his evolution. Stunning news today.
Do you believe
President Obama making a historic statement here today with respect to same-sex marriage.
He finished his evolution. What does that look like? Let me tell you something. So Obama says, well, in the White House, I'm still evolving. Okay, so the news media, okay, he's evolving, evolution. They report it that way. So the White House sends up the pink smoke coming out of the chimney there in the White House. The media gets the message, he's finished evolving. We've got a position. We have a position. It's like a butterfly now. We have a position. Oh, hallelujah. Say what it is. Flip Wilson's church of what's happening now. We've got a decision. Breaking news. The president has officially finished his evolution. What a bunch. I can't be the only one. What you realize the trained SEAL you have to be to report that, or to put it on a prompter that way for an anchorette to read. Let's keep going. Shep Smith, Shepard Smith over at Fox News yesterday afternoon. Studio B, Shepard Smith during a discussion with Obama or about Obama's completed evolution on gay marriage.
President of the United States now in the 21st century. And what I'm most curious about is whether it's your belief that in this time of rising debts and medical issues and all the rest, if Republicans would go out on a limb and try to make this a campaign issue while sitting very firmly, without much question, on the wrong side of history.
So Shep Smith, he's asking Brett Baier, the host of Special Report with Brett Baier. He's asking, hey, Brett, so the Republicans are going to keep talking about the economy, or are they going to talk about it? Because they're obviously on the wrong side of history. Republicans on the wrong side of history, finding that a country has finally hit the 21st century, according to Shep Smith. Republicans, without much question, on the wrong side of history on this issue. Without much question at all. Wrong. Shep, where's the issue won? Where has it emerged victorious, Shep? Outside your house. Where has this election been, or this issue won an election? What state? Tell me where it's happened. In California. Anyway, here's Brett Baier's response to Shep Smith saying the Republicans wrong side of history on this 21st century.
I don't know about that. You point to the Gallup poll, 50-48. It's very close. And you're right. There has been an evolution on people's thinking. But you still look at 32 states when put to a vote, a referendum in those states. And the most recent, of course, last night in North Carolina, 32 states voted to ban same-sex marriage. So those are voters going to the polls, even in California, making that choice. So I don't know if you can say, because of this Gallup poll, that electorally it is a perfect position for a candidate to run on.
Exactly right. What are you going to look at, Shep? You want to look at the polls? You want to look at the votes? You want to look at the president's... Shep, did you even hear what he said? Nothing's changed. It's still up to the Hicks and the hayseeds in the states. Oy vey, I just sit here and